everyone. Welcome to the Idiot Podcast. I'm Laura Cleary, and I'm here.
I'm so sorry. You did not say that we were starting. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm not trying to be. I just thought like we were gonna talk about get into it.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe we just kind of stop that and.
Okay. Normally I just go into it. I do my intro. Do you want?
I'm just more structured.
Okay.
I need just to know what's happening.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be rude.
No, it's fine.
I'm just.
That's fine. Do you want me to redo the intro? Or do you need a minute?
I think maybe I just need mentally a minute.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm upset about it. I'm angry. I'm feeling rage.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Cool. Do you want me to set a timer?
Actually, what time is it?
It is 10:58.
And we're starting late.
Okay.
So we were supposed to start at 10:45.
Right.
So it should, you know what? Actually, I'm actually not usually a diva about this, but time is
no
critical for me.
Cool.
So I just got a lot.
Are you leaving?
Yeah,
I'm gonna go. You're gonna leave?
It's just the energy is a mismatch, right?
Oh, okay. I wonder why that is. I wonder why.
Well, I'm also wondering why that is.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I was trying to start the podcast.
I think it's actually not funny.
Oh,
I think what it is unfunny.
You know what? You can get the out.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You swear on this?
I do. Yeah. But
that's disgusting.
Okay.
I'm
fine.
taking the mic actually too because.
All right.
Can you unlock the gate?
No, I won't.
All right, I'll just hop it then, like a freaking animal.
You know what? Suck my dick.
Okay.
What?
I would like actually to do that.
Really? Really?
We can start there.
Yeah, come here.
Okay.
Hi. Okay, cool. That was good. That was believable, right? Did you feel it?
That was acting. That was acting.
Are you stressed? Really? That was great. Yeah. Should I start over though?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're actors.
Did you get we're actors. That wasn't real.
You were scared though, weren't you?
Weren't you? Did you think we were gonna fight? Should we physically fight this next one, or should we just?
I think.
Do you want to start beating
each other up? With the sexual stuff we were talking about.
Oh, the dick.
The dick stuff.
Do you have?
No.
Oh.
No. Do you?
No.
Oh.
But I can get one.
Then let's do that. We don't need to do this.
We're gonna go get some dicks. Okay.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, guys, I'm here with Mackenzie Berman.
Barman.
Shut up.
Start again. Roll it back.
Tell me, where's Barman from? What is that?
Let me guess.
Okay. It's Irish.
It might be
Scottish.
close. Closer. It's in that region, I think.
English.
No, but
British.
No.
UK-ish.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know.
Scottish.
Scandinavian.
Irish.
It's Scandinavian.
German.
No.
Polish.
Starts with. Do you want me to give you a hint? It starts with an N.
Ooh, Nigerian.
No. What? Close.
Oh man, Irish.
No, you said that one, Mike.
Scottish.
Said that one.
Australian.
No.
Chicago.
No. Starts with an N. You can do it. I know you can. A Scandinavian country that starts with an N.
Irish.
Yes.
Oh my God, you guys! I thought I was psychic for so many years, and people are surprised at how I guess things because I'm I honestly think I'm psychic. Guess a number from 1 to 200. Guess a number. Any number.
137.
Don't say it out loud. Because
I'm
psychic.
I'm so sorry.
And so I want to guess.
I'll pick a different one.
Okay, close your eyes. Pick a number 1 through 5,000. Any number. Any number.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me see your eyes.
I really want you to get it, actually.
4,872.
No.
Okay.
It wasn't.
Hold on. 3.
No, but it does.
37.
You're
364.
You're really.
72.
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I have forgotten the number that I picked.
Okay.
So I feel like now actually it's not gonna work.
Wait, 570? What was it? You really forgot?
I think that it was
37.
600.
I was just going to say 3,600.
I think it was 3,600.
3,600.
Yeah.
That was literally my next.
We almost got there.
Like this was really good.
It was my fault for prematurely cutting you off.
It was your fault because I would have gotten it.
I should have let you keep going.
Had you let me keep going, because like I have a process.
I screwed it all up.
It's okay. Like, don't worry. It is your fault, and that's okay. And people, you can just make amends, you know?
With who?
To me, you know?
Make amends to you?
Yeah.
How can I do that? After what I've done? The whole podcast should just be this. We're just gonna banter the whole time. Oh my God, this is actually really good for my soul.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I know you.
Me too.
From social media.
Yeah, me too.
It's not weird. Like when you came, how did you get it? Because I have a gate and you just walked in and I did not open
Well,
the
there's
gate.
a small hole.
Oh my God.
Wait. You would think a person couldn't fit through. It's more like cat size.
Yeah.
But the human body under pressure can do like incredible things.
Pretty miraculous things.
And so there's a big, I'll show you after because it's graphic, but there's a big scratch now on my back from it.
You like melted your bones down and just.
I did, yeah.
Okay.
From slithering through.
From sledding through.
Yeah.
You said sledding.
Well, I said slithering.
You started to say slut though. Aren't those the worst type of people that have to point out you're a flub?
Yeah.
Like you miss a word and they have to say it and make a point. I hate those people.
Yeah.
But you said slut. You meant to say slither, but you were like slutter. I mean,
I'm not
slither.
always in control of what I say.
Are you high?
No.
Really?
I'm not.
Okay. I believe it.
I'm not.
I believe it.
Sometimes if I get high before things, like I become socially anxious now, which didn't used to be a thing for me, but now it is.
Dude, it's weird.
What is that?
I know. When you first, like I remember when I first started smoking weed in high school, no social anxiety, it worked great. And then eventually it started. And I don't know what that's about. I don't know.
I don't know either. I think it's a chemical
odd.
thing.
Have you done
Hormonal.
CBD?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
It's fine.
It's meh. It's not weed.
It's like if you're a smoker and then you try to do CBD, you're like, what is this childish like?
Totally. Whereas like I'm sober, so CBD with no THC, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yes.
Because it calms me.
Yes. It has like that relaxing effect.
Yes.
But I'm looking to get like
obliterated.
Like I don't want to know what's going on.
You want to wake up and go, what country am I in?
Yeah.
Scandinavia.
First thing in the morning. Mm-hmm. No, I wait now to do it, kind of, till later in the day.
Till like 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can like
that's smart.
do yoga first.
Really?
Yeah.
You like yoga?
I do love yoga.
So I go to hot yoga.
Do you?
You ever done hot yoga?
Like a few times.
You feel like you're gonna die, right?
One time I genuinely did.
You
and
did die.
I died and I ascended.
Okay.
In a sense.
Okay. Okay.
And we were locked in this room. It was in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
And they wouldn't let us leave. And she was like, even if you get really hot, just stick it out and stay. Yeah. And we were like, okay, bet. And then I was next to my best friend who's a really like heavy sweater. Her mouth was like dripping and I'm dying. And she wouldn't let us leave. I thought I was gonna pass out.
I know, that should be illegal. They do that in hot yoga. It's culty.
It is culty.
They tell you don't leave and don't drink water. Don't drink water in 120 degrees.
Like,
and you know what? I like it.
I
like that.
Love it.
I like pain.
I do too.
A little bit.
Do you like Pilates?
I've never done it.
You've never done it?
No.
I'm surprised.
Maybe like, really? Do I strike you as Pilates?
Yeah, you do.
Is it like that?
Pilates girls are long and lean and like just like tight and like,
Is it like that?
Yes.
Really?
That's the thrust.
Is it? That's a thing?
The power thrust.
That's a Pilates move?
Yeah.
So speaking of moving.
Speaking of.
You just moved here.
I love it here.
How was the plane ride?
I drove. actually.
Get the hell out of here.
I drove.
From New York?
I drove the southern route. So I went from New York to North Carolina.
What?
And then all the way across the country to LA.
Are you out of your mind?
How do you hold that for that long?
I actually didn't. I cheated.
Oh, you did?
It hurts your eyes, though.
It does. It really hurts.
Yeah.
I drove.
How was the drive?
It was actually fantastic.
What did you do?
I drove. So my grandparents live in North Carolina.
Okay.
So I drove from New York to North Carolina, stayed with them for 2 nights. I also have 2 cats and like 30 plants.
Shut the
that I drove with.
All right. You should have led with that. You drove with 2 cats?
I drove with 2 cats and
Were
30
they just
plants.
like, "Rawr," the whole time?
No, they were so good.
Really? Because
Yeah.
like cats hate moving.
But they're like my boys, you know? Like they're like they're like extensions of me. So if I'm like telling them
You're
it's
one
gonna
of
be
those.
okay. Yeah.
They're your children.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're listening and not watching, we paused for a beat. That was an acting moment.
Mm-hmm. So they're like your children.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What school are they gonna go to?
The most expensive one I can find.
Okay.
I'm not trying to mess around.
Okay.
Like I'm not gonna give them a lesser life because I want to shop at Aritzia.
Do you want me to give you a list of private schools in LA? Are they Catholic? What are you?
We're kind of like non-dominational.
Okay.
So yeah, sure. I'll take a list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just
Cool.
to be safe.
But so they liked the drive.
They were good. They were good.
Yeah. Okay.
They were fine.
Yeah.
By the end of it though, they were like done. They were like, okay.
Yeah.
They were like upset with me by the end. I could like feel their energy, honestly, radiating.
Wait, you've told me this, but you lived in New York, and were you pursuing acting there?
Yeah.
And
so I've been like pursuing acting since like, I don't know, since I was in college.
I got that vibe from you.
Yeah.
Because
Like
a lot
theater
of
girl.
social media creators, like comedy creators, I can always spot the ones who like are just doing it.
Artsy kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then ones who like, did you go to theater school?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah.
Like you seem like a professional, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I am.
You're seasoned. You've been doing it.
I'm so
You didn't
seasoned.
just pick up a phone.
No, I did not.
No.
I did not.
No. But so then
But then I did.
But then you did.
Yeah.
And you've never looked back.
I've looked back a lot.
Okay.
But there's no going backwards.
What did you, so you were like auditioning for what? What's your dream? What was your dream? What?
At first I was like, okay, I want to do musical theater on Broadway. Like I was like,
Holy
cause
shit.
I didn't come from like an industry family. So like my idea of like what a successful theater career was just like Broadway, like in my little, you know.
Yeah.
But then I did some musicals and I loved doing musicals, but it's just not, I'm like a straight play girl, you know?
Straight play girl.
Or
I
like,
don't like gay plays.
hate. No offense to the gay community.
Yeah.
It's just like, I just don't think there's a place for it on stage.
gay people on stage. Come on.
It's like, what are we doing?
Is that?
What are we doing?
I don't want to see that.
You can throw spaghetti at the wall, but
You can't throw a gay
you're
on
just
a
making
stage.
a mess. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, super against that. I'm kidding.
Guys.
No, I'm really an ally.
I'm an ally as well.
Yeah.
I love
Aggressively. Yeah.
gay people.
Me too.
Chris is gay.
Are you?
We love you.
Yikes.
We love you.
Yeah.
What do you need from us right now?
What can we do? You're like, this is the
Chris
worst.
has like he pulls out like a 3-page list. He's like, start here. Okay, so
So I'm a theater girl.
theater girl.
But then I really wanted to like, it was always hard for me because like I genuinely have always felt like I'm the next Meryl Streep. Like I'm like,
I can see it.
I'm diverse, I'm a chameleon. Like you can't put me in a box. But the tricky part of that is like you kind of don't have a choice. You don't you kind of don't have a choice. Like they somehow, no matter what you do, they're gonna try to shove you in. So I just constantly just try to not be in that. But I think the curse in that a little bit is that I never fully leaned into anything, you know? Like I didn't fully lean into musicals. I didn't fully lean into like stand-up comedy or, you know what I mean?
Yes.
So it gets tricky to then like, when everyone else is doing this big thing, you're like, oh, wait, did I like miss something?
But like, what did you said Broadway was like your main big thing, but then you felt like what?
Well, then I was like, I had done a lot of plays, mostly like upstate New York.
Okay. So theater was more your thing than like TV film.
It was.
Okay.
But then as I like got into my early 20s, I was like, wait, no, I really want to do TV.
Okay.
And then that became my big pivot, and I started taking like acting classes from film and TV, now that's the big goal. Like I just want to book
now,
TV.
like literally, here's what's wild. The average TV viewer is 50 plus.
Yeah.
Like nobody fucking watches TV. Like your TikTok account is more valuable in my eyes than like you being on a show. And now there is streaming, and that's an option.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like I guess I just like I had a similar thing to you where like I came out here at 17 to like do comedy. I wanted to do it like whether it was like film, TV, whatever. And and by the time I was 23, I was like I was working enough to like not have another job. I would literally like book a commercial and then like file for unemployment the second that commercial was done, or like book a sitcom and then file for unemployment the second that sitcom was done to like pay my bills.
Yeah.
And then it was like, so I was like a barely working actress.
Yeah.
And
which is like the majority of people.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it sucks. That's the reality of it.
It's true. Yeah. And your life is 90% rejection, and you go to these auditions and you have like very little to no creative control, and you're at the whim of this like mostly male director of like, are they going to hire you or not?
Yeah.
And then I started seeing people posting content online, and like, man, it was just this whole new world. I remember this girl I did a commercial with, her name was Portia, and she was like, we were like on break at the commercial, and she was like, hey, do you want to write a web series with me? And I was like, what's that? Like, it was like that long ago. It was like over a decade ago. And I was like, what's that? Yeah. She was like, it's like this thing on YouTube. You can just film it and post it. And I was like, what? What's YouTube?
No, literally, there was like, it was
what?
It was like it was the beginning of the end.
You know what it was? Embarrassing. I was like, that's embarrassing.
I loved it.
You loved it. But for me, coming from like my goal is to be on the next Friends, I was just like, web series? Like, because I didn't know. I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I wasn't even on social media really.
Yeah.
And then, whatever. So I shot that, and like, I guess, my point is, I've never looked back. It was like I started creating content, and I was like, oh my God, you can make a living and write whatever you want. And like, or if you don't want to write, find a writer and like film it, and you have global distribution at your fingertips, and can make a living doing it. Like, that's the dream for me.
I'm still working out the making a living off of it thing.
That will come.
But it's coming.
When did you start your TikTok account?
So I started it in like 2020.
Okay, and for those of you who don't know, go to, what's your handle?
At Mackenzie Barman.
At Mackenzie Barman.
Follow me.
Follow her. She's so funny. It's stupid. You're such a great actress and so funny. Do you write all your own stuff too?
Yeah.
So funny.
Well, it's all improvised. So I write it like backwards.
Way.
Yeah.
So you never script it?
Never.
That's so interesting.
Never once have I ever written anything down. Never once.
No way.
No. In fact, like writing something down for some odd reason kills it for me.
I see that.
Because then I go to like say a line and it doesn't feel as off the cuff. And,
I understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I would say like I'm maybe 50-50. I improvise about half, and then like this morning I was like, oh, I want to do something with you. Let me just get it out. Because I find you save a lot of time sometimes when you just write a rough concept, so you just have something to go off
and
of.
like with that, since it's two of us, then I would write it. Like if it's me and someone else, because then I'm like, well, I can't expect them to like know what my brain is gonna want to do. You know?
Yeah.
So then I'll like probably write it, but I don't usually. I haven't really collabed yet with people. So I'm excited to do our little skit. Yeah.
So it's been all just you. So you started the account in 2020. Why did you start it?
Well, I started it like during the pandemic when I was just super bored. And like my first videos are like just like I had no goal or I was just on the app for the like fun of it.
Yeah.
And then my ex, my boyfriend at the time, was like, you really should like take this seriously and like do it. You could like make money, like do whatever.
And then you were like, you're right and you're dumb.
Yeah, I was like, literally. No.
You're like, thanks for that advice. Later, loser.
Get out. That was terrible, but yeah.
Is that how that went?
No.
I'm gonna need to know
how
that
went.
story though.
I'll tell you that story.
Okay, so then.
So maybe not fully here, but I'll tell you that story.
Pandemic.
So we were both staying at my grandma's house. And then
that's romantic.
It really was like, it was lovely.
Girl.
It was lovely.
It was you and him staying at your grandma's?
It was, yeah. I know, it was nice. It was wholesome until it wasn't.
Really sweet.
But like, you know?
Yeah.
So anyway,
did your grandma ever walk in on you guys?
Every single time.
Every night?
Every time.
For real?
Yeah.
What was she like?
Well, she would just like, actually, I can't even joke about this because like she's an angel. And, like, she's the best person on the planet.
But did she see you guys?
Never. I was terrified.
Okay.
I would have.
Did you?
Died.
You had to have quiet sex then.
Silent.
With grandma. fully silent.
Silent.
Right?
Yeah. Like I'm afraid even to talk about this.
But when you orgasm, were you like?
I'd be like.
And then he was like.
Yeah.
For those of you listening, we were just having silent orgasms.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is like you must watch episode.
Can we just reenact your sex really quick when you were living at your grandma's? Ready to go?
Yeah. Shh. Okay. I'm sorry. It's okay. Ow! Really? Don't do that. Okay.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So I got on TikTok and I just was just messing around. And then I saw someone's Facebook status joking about like the nursery, like a nursery rhyme. And I was like shocked about it myself. And then I started making those childhood ruined nursery rhyme videos.
Oh, yes, I remember those.
Yeah. And that was like my like...
We break it down like quickly.
Yeah, so I used to
20
make
seconds.
these videos where I would ruin childhood stories. There was like a darker version of myself who would ruin it and a lighter version of myself who would be shocked at the dark history of these nursery rhymes. And it took off. And so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna lean into this and have this be. But then I got to the point where one, I like did all of them. And two, I didn't want that to like be my thing. Like, I'm an actor, you know? Like I didn't wanna like have...
I love that you've had the ability to like, you'll create like, essentially that's like a little mini series, you know?
Yeah.
And so you did that and then you felt like, okay, I've literally done every nursery rhyme on the planet. So you moved to a different concept.
Yeah.
Right? You've had a couple different ones now.
I expanded like my character stuff and like, cause I really just wanted to like, make sure that people who were watching, because you're always gonna have the people that are just like watching and there's no like, oh, I see what's happening really under there. But the right people, they see it.
Oh yeah.
They see through it. Like we just get it.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so the right people were starting to like really get it and be like, you're a great actor. Well, and I'm like, good, like you're seeing it, you know?
And I love that because I think a lot of people treat audience members like they're dumb and they're not.
No.
And like people do get it. And the people who don't, whatever. But there's a big majority of people who do get that, that subtlety and like really what you're doing.
And truly, I think like having the theater background helps with that.
Yeah.
Because like when you go to theater school, they're always telling you like, don't baby your audience, trust your audience, they'll get it.
Yes.
And I think people, whether it's intentional or not, people like to feel like they're like, oh, I get it. She didn't have to say it, I get it. And like, I like giving people that feeling.
Oh,
you know?
totally. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got on TikTok. You blew up. Now you're here. Now you're in LA.
Yeah.
I love that shit, man. You're doing it.
I'm doing it.
And I don't know if you've heard this before, but you can't fail until you quit.
True.
Write that down.
Okay.
Write that down.
I don't have anything.
Write it down.
Okay.
I write it down.
I'll carve it into my skin.
Okay. See, that's commitment. That's the kind of commitment you need if you want to make it
What
in this town. You can't fail until you quit.
Okay.
Is there blood?
Only lines.
I need to see blood.
You can't fail.
Okay. Until you
keep
right.
My legs are really just so petite and frail. I can't.
All right. So boyfriend.
So boyfriend, yeah.
Spill the tea. A little bit.
A little bit.
Just a little.
Just a
please.
little.
I thrive on.
I have this ex. I won't even say his name because I'm polite. But yeah,
fine.
we just didn't work out. You know.
Oh God, Mackenzie.
We just didn't work out.
Out.
We just had different ideas about what it meant to be like in a.
You're not saying his name.
No.
But honestly, like, if you're really uncomfortable, you don't have to tell me. But like,
no, it's just I don't know. I just feel bad, like,
why
soiling
do
anyone's. You know.
You don't want to on it.
I don't want to like call him out. You know. But he just did some things that that weren't like congruous with my. You know. You can ask.
He
Barbara.
was a dirty little dog, and he was unfaithful. No.
Yeah, they always are though.
Even Stephen Hawking's cheated.
I know, which gives me
Zero.
a lot of like wherewithal.
Explain that.
It just makes me feel like everyone cheats, so it's like, you know.
It's not you.
But I will say,
It's that-
truly,
it's that men are.
dogs, trash.
Yeah.
They are. I still haven't dated since because I'm like afraid.
Shut up. How long were you together?
Like 3.5 years.
How did you find out?
I was going through old Facebook messages.
His
And
old Facebook.
His old, because they were, and I was never a peepee girl.
Yeah.
But you know when you have the gut feeling, you just have to kind of like.
No, yes.
You have to, you know.
And it's like we're kind of never wrong.
No, we're never wrong.
No. So you're not a snooper. I relate to that. I was not either. Then I had lunch with a friend who got me paranoid, and she was like, oh, I was looking through my boyfriend's phone, and like he's talking to some girl, and I was like, you looked through his phone? And she was like, you don't do that? And I was like, I've never done that. I was like, why would you look through his phone?
Yeah.
Like I'd never done it. And she was like, you don't understand, Laura.
Yeah.
Men are not to be trusted. And I was like, you're crazy. I was like, what? And then she just like, I just couldn't believe it. And I went home and I told my then boyfriend, I was like, oh my God, you're never gonna believe this. Ashley went through her boyfriend's phone. And he was like, you can go through my things anytime. He's like, anytime you want. And I was like, really? He's like, yeah. And then I did.
Nothing?
Wasn't too happy with the results.
You're always going to find something.
Right. But that's f***ed up.
I know.
Oh my God. Okay. So you got a sneaking, or you just had a gut feeling that something was off.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, things had just been off for a while.
How long were you together?
We were together for like 3.5 years.
3.5 years.
Yeah.
And this was
a while.
So this was like 3.5 years in.
Yeah.
Had you looked before?
Well, it was like 2.5 years in.
Okay.
It was like 2.5 years in.
Okay.
Because then we ended up staying together after I found out.
Got it.
I'm such a naive girl. And I'm just like, no, it's fine. Like, we're gonna like, you know,
We're
you
good.
think that's
Forgiveness. People change.
And people don't change. But yeah.
But
so
sometimes people do, and that's the trippy thing too.
do they?
Yes.
I haven't well, I guess.
Yes. I think it's rare, but I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not who I was. Like, when I was drinking, I was unfaithful.
Well, that's
when I was
true.
drinking, I've been unfaithful to a boyfriend. I wasn't unfaithful in my marriage.
Yeah.
People change.
Yeah.
I don't subscribe to the like once a cheater, always a cheater. No, people change and grow.
I want to believe that.
I believe that.
Okay.
But I
that
just
gives
don't-
me confidence.
Yeah. I just think that like unless you see them actively working on themselves and healing their wounds and like
growing. If you don't see that, then no.
Well, and that's the thing. People need to be in the place where they're like actually ready to like do the work and
100%,
grow.
yes.
Because some people just aren't
Yeah.
there yet.
So it was 2.5 years in, and like you were what, distant? Was he unloving? Like, what was it, subtle?
It was like a lot of things. Like, it was just like, it was like it was like distance. We would fight a lot, like argue a lot, and just weird gut feelings, you know? And I went through his messages one day on Facebook, and it was between him and his cousin about like.
He was cheating with his cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, oh my God, no. No. So
him and his aunt were
all of them. No, so he was messaging about like girls from like a couple years ago, and I was like, still naive. I was like, oh, like it was when we first started getting together. Maybe he was like still seeing other people, even though like we had made sure we weren't. Blah blah blah, whatever. And so I approached him about these old messages, and I'm like, listen, like be honest with me, because I'm just a very honest person.
Yeah.
Like I just am no frills, like monogamous girl. Like that's just who I am. Can't help it. And there was like a pause on the phone, and he was like, I need to be honest with you. And I was like, okay. And then he hung up because he was at the gym. And then he like went home, and he told me that he had been unfaithful.
okay.
Like quite a bit. And
Oh wow! So he really came clean.
It was just like a lot, and
like a lot.
like quite a bit. Yeah.
Okay, like
Like a handful.
a handful.
A handful.
Okay. Half a dozen.
Oh, I don't really.
But he came clean about it.
He did, and I thought we were gonna move past it in a naive way, but I don't think he was ready to do actual like. I think he didn't maybe want to like lose me, but he wasn't ready to change. You know what I mean? Oh. So I was like holding out, but our relationship just deteriorated.
After
like it just got worse and worse and worse. And
Did
I think
you go
it was
to
my
therapy?
Oh yeah, we did like a couples therapy even at one point, and I was like, oh my God, like this is like a movie, like I hate it. And I went to therapy, like it was like whatever.
Yeah.
Where was I going with this?
We tried him a chance.
It was just deteriorating. It was like getting worse and worse and worse. And he just, it was not. it was just. And it's crazy though because
I'm laughing, but it's not funny.
No, I laugh now. Because I can't even imagine.
You have to laugh.
That situation now. Like I've changed a lot since then.
Yeah.
You know, like you do change.
Yeah.
But I think you have to be in the place to want to.
Yeah.
Like to really want to.
And in his case, it was more of I got caught, so let me do the absolute minimum of what I need to do to keep you. Yeah. Because I don't know this man, but if like he cheated more than once, like I would think that maybe there's some sort of addiction to like attention.
That was a big thing of it, yeah.
Right? And so he probably really loved you. That's the trippy thing, is he probably really did love you, but didn't love himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so like he needed to fill that hole in the soul, and like whatever, just needed that hit of validation because he didn't love himself, which is really what I'm learning. Like if you do not love yourself, it's nearly impossible to truly love anyone else.
Yeah. So RuPaul is not wrong about that.
Oh my God, did he say that?
That's like RuPaul's like biggest, like if you don't love yourself, how in the hell are you gonna love somebody else?
That's right. It's so true. And
it really is.
Yeah.
Like
you're such a light. You're so loving and light, and like I bet he just wanted that.
Well, and I think that's a thing. I think I'm an easy target for that.
For what you think, narcissists or just
like narcissistic people or like broken people. I'm like a fixer type.
Yeah.
So like I'll take on that nurture. I'm the oldest of 4.
Okay.
So I have that nurturing like mama energy. I think a little bit. Yeah. So like if I see like a little wounded bird, I'm like, I'm gonna bottle feed you.
Yeah.
Until I can re-release you, but then I just never re-release them and I keep them as like a pet.
Yeah. How many do you have at this point?
Birds. Mm-hmm. Like technically 4, but one of them is like.
Did you bring any with you?
They're by the gate.
Your car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I have them.
Cool. So it was deteriorating.
It was deteriorating, and we eventually just kind of like fizzled out. Like it was just like it was over. We both knew it was over, but I was like really holding on. And I think something that's interesting is I think, wait, thoughts, don't leave. I think that I needed to learn from that. Like I needed that experience because I had never before that had someone break up with me. Like I was always the one who would be like, I'm over it, like I'm done.
Yeah.
But with him, I thought he was like my soulmate. So I was like holding on. But I think what happens too, which is a really messed up thing, is when you hold on to someone who they'll say like that they want to work on it, but if they really don't, they'll start to resent you for like forgiving them. You know what I mean?
My God, that's so true. That's so true.
And then they're like, well, I can just keep doing this to you because you're weak and you're always going to forgive me. And like, what? So
you don't respect yourself,
really,
so I don't respect you.
Yeah.
That's really messed up.
It is.
Wait, but you were saying when we took a pee break, like the beginning of the relationship, do you feel like there was like love bombing or was it just like really intense?
For sure. I think there was love bombing. Okay. Well, because it was just like hot and heavy out the gate.
Okay.
And
but you were saying he treated you differently than other people. Like, what do you mean?
Well, because we were both actors and we were both like in this like time in our life where we were like on the hustle and like really trying to. Yeah. And he just made me feel really special. And like talented and just like together we can do all these things and it's like, oh my God, like you were a team and like you're my partner and like same interests and like he thought I was the funniest person in the world. And so it's just all these.
But to other people, was he maybe not as kind?
Yeah, well, yes and no. Okay. He was very like deliberate about who he would like want relationships with. He was very like, if you're not going to serve like my journey in some way, I don't really have much interest in you. And most of my girlfriends from home are like not in the arts. I'm the only person out of my friend group. Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And so he really didn't care much to like get to know them or spend time with them or care about their lives because it was like, well, what can they offer me? Like they're just, and it was just that energy, you know, of like,
whereas you're brilliant, you're talented, he wants to associate with that.
Yeah.
Among like, whatever, he fell in love with you, but like,
but I think for some people, like not saying he was incapable of love. Yeah. But I think some people have a harder time being genuinely in love. Like they'll just like play the part of being in love or like, you know, mimic what they think that means. But they don't, but you, if you're a genuine person, you'll receive it genuinely. And then when it's like, when the facade breaks, you're like, whoa. Who are you?
And when did the facade break, do you feel like?
It was like, you know, the thing of it is, it was really always kind of broken. But
early on.
Yeah, like he was very hesitant to like get into a real relationship and to like make it official. And he would like kind of make jokes about posting me and like he'd be like, I don't want to post you, blah, blah, blah. And there was always a reason for it. And I was so naive. So I was just like, okay, that makes sense. Like, but deep down, I was always like, get out. But you don't listen to that when it's like your first go around. Yes. You don't listen to the gut. You're just like, oh my God, I'm being so silly. And like, you know. But then when it was all over, when it all came crashing down, I remember like specifically looking at a list of like, and he had me thinking I was a narcissist because that's also something that happens is like they reverse it on you and they make you feel like you're crazy.
That's really interesting. And side note, I believe that everybody has like some narcissistic traits. So you could have taken like that one trait that you have, like you rewatched your Insta story or whatever the you know, but like anyway. Yeah. Okay. But so he had you believing that you were.
Yeah, and so I'm like, am I a narcissist? Like, but if you are, you're not going to be like vehemently asking yourself that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not going to care.
Yes.
But I think that I looked up this like list of like narcissistic traits, like a Google like search, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh my God. He had like everything on the list, like everything. And I had a couple things, you know, but like you were saying, like we all, it's like a human nature thing too.
Yes.
So I just remember being like, oh my God. And it was one of those things where like, that word really wasn't even in my vocabulary until that relationship. Yeah. It's like anxiety. I didn't know what anxiety and depression were like in high school. Like it just wasn't in my vocabulary.
Totally.
And then you're like, oh, I have that. Yeah. After you learn what it is. Yeah. But then I felt super isolated and alone, and after we broke up, and I was like, oh my God, like no one's ever dealt with this, like no girl has ever gone through this. And then the TikTok algorithm jumped in and did its thing and was like, I just started seeing all these girls like, my boyfriend cheated, he did this, and I'm like, oh, it happens to like everyone. So,
or a lot of people.
Yeah.
Not everyone is a narcissist.
Yes.
Why is it like more, I feel like it's more prominent in men for some reason.
Yeah.
Or maybe we just hear about it more. Like I hear more.
Might be a cultural thing too.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Whoa. So then you were on Narc
times.
Talk.
Oh yeah, I was on Narc Talk.
I was too. I've been on Narc Talk too. Yeah.
It's fascinating.
And you don't feel alone.
Yeah. And I don't think he's a bad, like, I've made my peace with it now. And like, I genuinely think that like, we were just in really different places in our journeys too. And we were drawn to each other for whatever reason. And ultimately it just was not meant to be. But I think I was like fighting so hard for that. And it's funny because my mom went through a similar situation when she was younger. Like she was engaged and then he broke her heart and she just like lost it.
Yeah.
And I always thought like growing up, because again, that had never happened to me. I was like, oh my God, I'm so much stronger than that. Like I'm never gonna. And then this happened and we were at dinner with my aunt and she brought up the thing and with my mom and I was like, yeah, I can't believe she went through that. And she was like, well, you know, I think didn't, whatever. She said something, I can't remember what it was, but like something about how the version of it in my head wasn't really how it was. It was just my mom's version of it, you know? And then I had this moment of realization that I was like, I am way more like my mom than I ever thought I was.
Yes.
Like holding on to this man who like is clearly not reciprocating, you know?
Totally.
So we are our mothers.
We are our mothers.
You know?
I know that like becomes clearer like with each year I find myself.
Yeah.
Like going, oh my God, that's my, like I think I said that's a hoot the other day.
That's a hoot?
Yeah.
I say that all the time. Hoot and a holler.
Oh my God.
Hoot and a holler.
Hoot.
But yeah, I feel like I talked forever about that, but that's okay, right? Maybe I'll help somebody.
What?
I said I feel like I talked forever about that.
Oh no, I think like so many people relate to this. I've been through it. Like Chris has been through it, literally. Guys, any audience members? Comment your disturbing, traumatizing stories below in the comments.
Comment below.
Let's relive that right now. Comment.
Woo!
Yeah. Like and subscribe.
It builds character.
Wait, the darkness in the eyes trips me out.
Yeah.
What's up with that?
Yeah, I had mentioned that during the pee break.
Yeah.
It was just like he had very dark eyes. And
it was just his eye
not
color.
that there's anything wrong with that, but there's almost, sometimes they were dark brown, but then sometimes they'd be like black, you know? And then, so it's like this weird, it was like just something that maybe not everyone would notice, but like when you're like really looking in someone's eyes and you see like a little like, you're like, oh wait, was there like a shift or am I bugging? But
no, I've experienced.
You've experienced
that.
it?
Absolutely. And it's wild. Like what is that?
Yeah.
Is it just
I don't know.
the devil?
It might be. It might be the devil at work.
The devil, she said. The devil at work.
He comes right through your eyeballs.
That's right. That's right. That's absolutely right. So okay, so
sad.
So now that devil. So then the breakup, what happened in the breakup? Was it dramatic? Was it just like, well,
it was not really dramatic. It was I mean, it was really emotional. Like for me, I was like really upset about it. But it was
you're attached.
I was just attached, and it was a toxic. It was like we were just toxically attached. You know, like it was
trauma
bonded. We were so trauma bonded.
Also, dick bonded. Like I do think when a woman sleeps with a man, we become a lot of times attached.
Yeah,
just
100%.
Yeah, evolutionarily.
It's more for us. Maybe it's like. I don't know.
Once we have sex, like that's
it.
Well, it's just like he will be the father of my child. Like even if he's out banging everyone in sight, like there's something in us that wants to procreate. Like that's just evolution, right?
Yeah. It's really bizarre.
You have to fight that.
I know.
But so okay, so you were a little trauma bond. I understand you were attached, and then what? So it was painful.
So we were living together.
Yeah.
And he moved out.
Okay.
And I stayed there alone.
Did he move out because of something?
Just because we broke up. Yeah.
But what was that incident? Was it another?
It's kind of crazy. Okay, so the way he broke up with me, this is exclusive information. Okay. No one knows this really.
I love it.
Well, my friends know it, but he had gone home for Christmas.
Okay.
And I stayed because my family was like nearby, whatever. So he flew because his family was like in Florida.
Okay.
And we had talked about like breaking up because our lease was going to be in February. And he didn't want to stay where we were anymore. He was like, I want to move back to the city, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, well then move back to the city. Like, I don't know. And so he went home for Christmas. And I thought I was like going to be picking him up at the airport. This is so crazy. I thought I was going to be picking him up at the airport. And then I get an email. And I talked to him like on Christmas. It was a little awkward, but I talked to him on Christmas. And I get an email with a downloadable PDF basically saying like, you're a great person. You deserve so much better. I'm not coming back. So I like call him. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Is this how you're really gonna do this? Like after all this time? And he's like, listen, I don't know. Like, but I will say
a PDF?
Downloadable PDF.
Okay.
I've like thought about naming my like one-woman show Downloadable PDF.
I love that.
But it's just like the craziest way to break up with somebody.
That's insane.
We can't say crazy. It was the most wild way to break up with somebody.
That's absolutely wild. So you call them.
So I called him and then I basically just like cried for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And then I just moved on with my life.
I love that. I love that for you.
And it's so much better. Like I can't imagine being with him.
Isn't it freeing and liberating?
It really is, because you really think, like, when you're in it, you're like, this is my life. Like, I'm never going to get out of this, whatever it is, whether it's sadness or your relationship. But then you do, and you realize that, like, oh my God, you can actually completely shift everything and be fine.
Absolutely. And we have such an obsession with romantic love in this culture, but there's so many different types. I say it all the time, but like platonic love, friends, family, community, there's so, even freaking TikTok, there's so many ways to get love. You don't have to be lonely just because you're alone.
Yeah.
But when you're in that codependent trauma bond relationship, you really think like that's it. Because there are highs that come with it. And I think love can be so addicting too. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
But
trauma bonding is real. It's
real.
real.
My God.
It's real.
So, and that was how long ago? 2 years ago?
Yeah. Okay. We broke up December 2021.
Got it.
So, and I've like gone on a couple dates.
And? What were they like?
Well, one was with this like gym teacher. I was like a normal person because I'm always attracted to like the artsy people, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you know what I mean. Like,
absolutely. Yes.
And I was like, oh my God, a gym teacher, like how normal, like how fun.
Yeah.
And then I like went out to dinner with him and I just couldn't have a conversation. Like it was just
He was just talking about dodgeball the whole time?
Or like other girls he's been on dates with. And I'm like,
okay.
Is this what people do on dates? Like talk about other dates? Because I hadn't been on a date in like years. I'm like a 45-year-old like widowed woman, like, and I'm like, I don't know how to talk to you. And then he like,
what was he saying about other girls?
He was like, well, last night, he was like, I went on this date last night with this girl, and like, she was all right, but like, I don't know. She did come home with me anyway, but like, that's just like what happens. And I'm like, cool, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he like walked me in my car. He's like, can I kiss you? And I was like, no. No. And he was like, do you want to come back to my place? I was like, no. Okay. I don't know. So I just am like, I feel like I have not.
The fact that works for him, like it worked for him last night.
But it works sometimes for people that are just like normal people. I feel like I'm just not normal.
No, you're not.
You know?
You're not.
I wish I was.
You're not.
Sometimes.
You're not.
I think that's why we're so like connected.
I'm normal.
You don't really think that though, right?
No.
Your face is doing that thing.
Okay. But so was that on the apps?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm on the apps here too.
Really?
But I just hate it.
You hate it?
I just feel like the apps like manipulate you. Like the first day I got on the apps here, everyone was so hot. And I'm like, whoa, LA is like, this is where it's at. And then the next day I got on and I was just seeing really ugly guys.
Just busted.
And I was like, busted. Oh, they were just like trying to like sell me. And then they're like, oh, you can upgrade and pay $3.99 a month to see really hot guys. and I just don't want to pay for love.
I understand. You
You
could
know?
just meet people out in the wild.
That's what I
It'll-
want to do.
It'll just happen.
I think I'm going to find like an Irishman or like a European guy.
Yeah.
Like English or Irish. That's like what I see for myself.
Yeah, I can see
He
that
can't
for
be
you.
American.
I can see that for you. I can introduce you to my ex if you want.
I'm set.
JK. But yes, I definitely see that for you.
I see Irishmen for some reason.
Oh my God, yes, absolutely.
Like a funny,
and they're funny.
red face,
Yes.
like a little silly, goofy, loud. That's
like
what
a
I need.
leprechaun.
Yes.
Okay.
Like really short,
Like
green,
loves to stand at the end of the rainbow.
buckles on the shoe.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
That's cute.
I think it's gonna come back in fashion. Pointed. I think Timothy Chalamet is like ushering it in.
Oh my God,
You know?
yes. Do you think he's hot?
No,
Really?
I mean, I think he's cute. He reminds me of my little brother. You know?
Okay. That's
So,
weird.
like-
yeah, I understand. Say no more.
Yeah.
Say no more. So,
Yeah.
okay, so then what else? Tell me, like, you've been here for 3.5 weeks, you like it,
Yes.
and then the goal, like, what's the goal?
The goal is,
Yeah,
well, I'm working on a one-woman show that I
Okay.
really want to put up.
love that.
I really
Wait, when are you gonna have it written by?
Well, I have the bones. Like I have a draft of it written,
You
but
have a draft. How long did that take you?
it took me like a few months
Okay.
to write it.
Can you just like tell me to write mine? Because I have my outline, but I haven't actually written the thing. And
We can have accountability sessions.
I would love that.
Yeah,
because I don't
seriously.
want to die and not have done it because
Yeah.
procrastination and fear.
And I feel like now for you would be a great time.
Right?
Like with everything you've been going through in
literally.
life.
Yes, and I've got the outline. Like I've got the acts. I just haven't like. I just need to f***ing do it.
Yeah.
It's fear that
gotta
stops
do
you.
it.
Do you ever wrestle with that? Procrastination
Oh
and
my
fear?
God.
Right?
So badly.
Right? So how did you get that done?
I have like, so I'm not on any medications or anything like that.
Okay.
But I feel like I have manic periods of like, I must create art.
Same.
And then I just sit and I get it done. And
Yeah.
then like a week later, I'm like, I could not be asked
Yeah.
to touch a key on that computer.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And then that'll happen for like 4 months.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I go back and I'm like, I have to finish this. And then like that's the cycle.
I love
until
that.
I'm dead.
I relate. Yes, that's right.
But I am
Okay, so one woman show.
one woman show. I'm working on. I have 8 treatments at the moment for like
I thought you were
TV
gonna say
show
you have-
ideas.
You have 8 one woman shows. I've got
8 separate one woman shows that I'm gonna do 8 days a week.
Okay.
Actually, that'd be kind of a sick
Honestly,
idea.
I think you should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just different every single night. But it
Every
loops.
single night.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love that. Put a pin in that.
I love that.
Love that.
I love it. Okay. So
I'm
8
working on
different
treatments for like TV and movie ideas. One of which I've written a full pilot for.
Love it.
Somehow. And just auditioning.
Yeah.
I do a lot of voiceover too. I'm trying to get more into the animation space. And I want to write. Like I want to use this pilot that I have right now to like elevate me into like TV writing and
Yeah.
stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, just everything.
I
you
love
know?
that. And keep
Yeah.
creating content online.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, you have to.
It's so fun.
You have to.
It's so fun.
You're really good at it too.
I've been doing it for nearly a decade.
I know.
This last year, I had total burnout, going through a divorce, like so much personal. I just had to step back. Like I still created, but not nearly what I normally do. Because I didn't want to be on camera. Like
Yeah.
it was too much.
Yeah.
I had to heal a bit. And now I finally feel back. Like I feel the fire under me again. And that's really exciting, you know?
Wait, I'm so curious.
Yeah.
Have you ever dealt, because you've been like queen of the internet for years now.
that.
Have you ever had almost like a cancellation moment?
It's so funny. I'm so shocked that we need to make one because we need to do something
I think you're
fucked up
due.
right now. I am. And like I've not know.
I can start like a rumor.
Okay.
That you've done something to me.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll get you done. Cancel you out.
We'll just ruin your
We'll
life.
just destroy you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're due.
Okay. No, but yeah, it's so odd because like even people that you would never think get canceled. And
Yeah.
No, for being so irreverent, you know, I've never, no. People have tried maybe a little bit here and there. I think like when I was going through the divorce, like it was pretty divisive. And like, I think that people who were following him would kind of attack me or try and say things, but not really, not really. We need to get me canceled.
It's not pushing too far. But sometimes your comment sections are wild.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that funny too? I feel like some people attract more dramatic. Like people just say the most off the cuff, like weirdly aggressive things sometimes on some people's comment sections.
Yes.
I'm like,
I'm definitely one of those. It's odd. I remember like in high school, I was one of those like friends with not friends with everyone, but I had friends in different groups, like the theater kids and like the druggies and the nerds and I just like liked people.
Yeah, that's how I was.
I could see that. Yeah. I feel like we would have been friends.
Yeah, we definitely would have. Yeah.
We would have
done the plays together.
Yes. And we would have gotten high after.
100%. Yeah.
But like, my point is, for some reason in high school, I went to school with 4,000 kids, big public high school, 1 minute. Oh my God. And I remember people like loving me or like wanting me dead. Like it was like they loved me or they hated me. It was polarizing. And I didn't quite understand. I mean, I guess I was obnoxious, so people either liked it or they didn't, you know?
Yeah.
And I find it's the same thing on a bigger scale now, is like people love me or they hate me. It's not, there's no like middle ground.
But they do say likability is a prison. I think John Mulaney said that.
That's really interesting.
Isn't that profound?
Wow. Yeah, so I think, and then I think my personal life bleeding into it, just everyone has something to say. And so I think the key for me is to just, early on in my career, my sponsor actually said to me, because I called her and I was like petrified to release content. I was like, what if people hate it? And she was like, Laura, you're an artist, make art. Stay in the action and not of the results. And that always stuck with me. I think about that all the time. Like, you're an artist, make art. Stay in the action and not of the results. She actually said, she goes, it's selfish of you not to. Like, it's selfish of you not to. Because I was like, had this idea of like, oh, it's self-involved for me to like make a video that I wrote, that I want to be in. Like, it felt weirdly selfish. Like, why do I think
that makes a lot of sense.
Right? And she's like, no, like you have a gift, like you have a skill, you have something that could like provide a service to someone, like make them laugh. You're good at that. So like it's selfish not to.
Yeah.
You walk through the fear, stay in the action and not of the result. And that really stuck with me. I think about that all the time still. And so when I post something, it's like the results to me are reading the comments incessantly. It's like, no, cannot do that. Like, sure, I can gauge, like if 90% of the people are like offended, then I'm like, okay, maybe I need to take this down and like reassess. But like after you just look a little bit, it's like, don't look at the results, just keep moving forward, keep moving forward. So I think that's kind of it. My comments are out of control. I don't see them all.
That's good.
Then sometimes I'll Ricky Gervais it and like I get a troll and so I'll respond to the troll.
And that's fun.
It's so fun. And every time he gets a hate comment, he's like, thank you.
Yeah.
You've just given me so much material. Yeah. Thank you. Like he thanks his haters. Yeah. So sometimes I like to do that because it's fun.
Yeah, I've done that a couple times.
Right?
Yeah, it's fun. So, because then you can take something that like feels like shit and then make a funny response, and then everyone's in your comments like, this was the best way to do this. This is so funny. And then you're like, I feel great now.
Totally. Yeah. Yes.
Do you have a parasocial relationship with your audience? Because that's I think I'm trying to shake that feeling of
what do you mean?
Like I'm so aware of trying to produce content that I think they'll like. And I think that's gotten in my way too when I'm writing my comedy show. Because I'm like, what would the majority of the people who come to see my show want to see me do? And I think that's a dangerous thing to do as an artist.
Yes. I would say there have been periods like when I first blew up, I would do this like the square face filter, the like
of course I remember those videos.
Yeah, so like I remember I did that initially. It was like basically saying perverted pickup lines to Steven, and like at first I thought
I can hear it, like
it was just like but like I thought it was funny, and then I was kind of sick of it. just like you were sick of the nursery thing, but people really wanted more and more and more. So I just kept doing it because I wanted to give them what they wanted.
Yeah.
But after a while, it becomes soul crushing. It's like, I can't do any more sexual puns. Like, I will kill myself if I have to do it. No. So I think at that point, I just like made a decision to change and write something that felt fresh. And then some people were mad. We want Helen. We want Helen. Dude, some guy got a tattoo of Helen on his arm. Like, I'm sure he lives in regret every day of his life. But like, wild.
That's wild.
Isn't it? But just that square face just on his arm.
Gosh.
Yeah. Wild. But I shifted and started writing new characters, and then like some people were mad, but then some people liked it. And you just kind of, I don't know, I think you have to keep evolving as an artist and like not write what feels good and real to you.
Yeah.
You know, at the end of the day, but also why are you doing it? You're doing it. Like, why are you doing it? Actually?
Well, for me, everything I do is always to like push my main objective, which is to be an actor.
Okay.
I want, like, that's all I want.
But it's like, why?
I don't know. It's just, I guess corny as it is, it's just who I am.
It's just who I am.
It's just, at the end of the day,
it's just,
that's just the pieces fall where they may.
No, I get that.
You know?
To me, I hear like you like, were you always funny and like theatrical?
Yeah, I was always like creating stories or like playing pretend or like, it's just so in my nature.
You're in line with your purpose.
I think I am.
Yeah. And so you're just like, okay, like this is my purpose. This is what I'm good at. This is how I can serve, essentially. Yeah. Like, so you're in line with that. So that's why it's like so deep within you. And you're like, this is what I'm going to do. You're connected to that. That's like what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that's how I feel. It's like, and so in a way I'm doing it for them. Like, I'm using this thing that I have to like, in my case, I like comedy, so it's like...
Yeah, I like comedy too,
yeah.
But I also love drama.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fun too. Yeah, definitely. Wait, what was my point? Why are we doing this? Oh, yeah. So we were saying, like, do what feels right and fresh to you, not just, like, trying to please what you think the audience wants.
Yeah.
But there's, like, two sides to that, because it's, like, I'm doing it for them.
Right.
Like, I've never understood when artists go, like, oh, I'm doing this for me. And it's, like...
And like, who just hate their audience too? Like,
that's for you though. Like, why are you're just doing it for you, but aren't you doing it like for them? Like, to
it's definitely both. Like, it's definitely both. Because I feel like we need validation. Like, I mean, I know that like, if a video doesn't do well, it like gives me a pit, and then I'll be like, oh my God, like I have to delete this. Like, because then you become like, I feel like we're conditioned though for that now. Like, we're conditioned to like, the numbers have to be, because then if the numbers are high, then they're gonna cast me because my numbers are really good. So it's like that battle too.
Yes.
But I will say, truly the most gratifying part of all of it is when I make people laugh. Like, when I know, like, it's for me.
I know.
Like, in my soul, because I'm like, this is what I do, this is what I'm good at, and like, it's what makes me happy. But my happiness, the most happiness, comes from the reactions. Totally. And like, oh my God, I changed like something about your day. Or like, when you get those comments that are like, I was having a really horrible day and then this video made me laugh. It's the first time I've laughed in a week. It's like that kind of stuff. I'm like, that's it. Like,
that's it.
You can think it's all these other things.
Yeah, so it's this like delicate blend of like listening to the audience, like, okay, they love this makes them laugh. So yeah, maybe you do incorporate a little bit of that into your show, but then also staying true to you and like maintaining that creative integrity and like doing what feels real to you. It's just like a nice balance, I guess, of both.
It is.
We have to listen to them, because like, in a sense, we're serving them.
Yeah, totally.
And that's that mindset has saved me through the years, the service mindset.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm focused on like what I can get, whether it be views, money, recognition, even laughs, like it feels draining and scary, and I'm anxious, and I'm kind of never satisfied. But when I switch my mentality to what I can give, and what I can create and like be of service in that way, it's like, it's gratifying. It feels good. And then even if your video doesn't hit, you look at all the people that still did watch it. Even if less people did, and you're like, I still like did something good today and like
100%
positively affected these people, and that feels good. You know? I don't know. That mentality has like saved my butt.
And that's like another like theater thing too. Another theater mentality is like, if you're making your scene partner look good, like that should be your objective on stage, is to make your scene partner look good. Because if you make them look good and you put the focus on them, you're gonna look good.
I love that.
But if you're always like, okay, what's my next line? What about my me? You're gonna look like you're not being genuinely like connecting with your partner. It's like, you look dumb.
I love
you know?
that.
So if I'm trying to make you look good, I'm gonna look good.
It's the more you give, the more you get.
Yes.
That
the love you take is equal to the love you make.
Oh God, we're just making up all these quotes. These are all the Beatles, our quotes. That was the Beatles. That was you.
Wasn't. They're gonna sue me for that.
Imagine you get sued by the Beatles.
Honestly, iconic. I would love that.
That would be
manifest.
I love it.
Oh, you give me more water.
Love it. Okay, so where can everyone find you?
Oh my God, guys, follow me on Instagram and on TikTok.
Yes.
Mackenzie Barman everywhere.
Everywhere.
I do a lot of comedy stuff.
So funny.
I'm in LA now.
You're in LA now. If you want to date her, she's in LA.
I'm single.
She's single and ready to mingle.
If you're an Irishman.
If you're Irish.
If you're American, seriously.
Get the fuck off.
You need to
her
stop.
Page.
But if you're Irish,
also follow.
Slide in.
Slide into the DMs. Wait, can we manifest you an Irishman?
Yeah.
Do you believe in manifestation?
I do. Yeah.
Same.
I manifested all of this.
Literally samesies.
Yeah.
Samesies.
Same.
It's samesies.
Same. No. Okay. Same.
You can't say it. Samesies.
Samesies.
You know when you just start like...
Was I just like not saying it? My body was like, don't say it, bitch. Don't say it.
But samesies. No, but manifestation. Dude, it's as simple as just like visualizing and focusing on what you want. That's literally it.
Yeah.
It's not magic. It's not.
I do think in a lot of ways I've
magic.
manifested all of this.
I know.
Like I really do.
I know. Yeah. I believe it.
Yeah.
Like and really you have that deservability. Like I feel like you feel and believe and know your worth and feel deserving of success. And so the success will just continue for you. Like
Thank you.
Yeah.
Same for you.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Like good, light-hearted, genuine people. That's who we are.
That's who we are. And humble, you know?
And humble.
It's humble.
I'm the most humble.
Modest, you know?
Well,
that's how I would describe us.
I would say if there's a word in the dictionary and it's a positive one, we're ticking that box.
Literally ticking it.
Yeah.
Not that I don't wrestle with self-worth and not that I don't have days where I don't feel enough, but obviously the days where I feel deserving and enough outweigh those.
Yeah.
To like where I've felt confident enough to like achieve or like go for my dreams, you know?
And it's like, what else are we gonna do?
We have no other skill set.
This is it.
That's the thing.
Like I could.
You know what else we could do? Crack.
We don't have to rule that out, but
we can still do crack as
crack coke.
As well as like comedy.
All the C's.
That's what I'm saying.
Crack, cocaine, comedy.
But that's kind of it for us.
That's it. And that's, I think, something that we just have to kind of come to terms with and accept as our reality now in this timeline.
I'm manifesting that for us.
Me too.
Okay. On that note, just like comment, like anything you guys want to manifest in your life, comment it. Because you know what? It's really good to write that down and affirm it. You do affirmations ever?
Do what?
Do you ever do affirmations?
Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me.
Do you do affirmations?
I don't.
Do you?
I have a couple times.
Oh, really?
I have a couple times.
How's that working out for you?
Well, I don't do it enough.
Okay.
To see a result.
Wonder why that is.
Because I don't know what to say.
Maybe you should start creating a habit. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Oh my God.
Maybe
my God.
I improvise through life. I don't plan my day.
Okay.
I don't
You don't have a calendar?
I don't look at dates or numbers or all these mechanical things like that you guys do here in this 3D world.
Right. Are we fighting again?
We've been fighting the whole time.
Honestly, just
this whole time.
Look, I'm gonna affirm that you get out of my guest house. And you can go into the main house because we are about to have so much fun today. I got acai bowls and we're gonna scork that down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Lunch is included.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the best day of my life.
Really? Can you do an outro for me?
Guys, thanks so much for listening. You have been an amazing audience. If you could just comment down below your favorite thing about Mackenzie, that would be absolutely great. Thanks again for listening to the best podcast that you've ever heard in your life.
Like and subscribe.
You can like it, subscribe to it. If you're watching this and you are looking down and you see that the subscribe button still says subscribe and not subscribe to the check, maybe think about what you're doing with your life and subscribe. Like and subscribe and share.
Be better.
Be better.
Do better.
Do better in your life. Like there's no time like the present. Live and let live. Make your scene partner look better than you.
And don't date a narcissist.
Don't let the narcissist get you down. If you see their eyes look dark, they're not supposed to be your soulmate. And if you
have sex at your grandma's house, be quiet.
If you have sex at your grandma's house, just know she's probably hearing you even if you're being quiet because the doors are probably thin. And then you hear your grandma down the hall and you're like, shoot, did she hear me? And then you're just sitting there crying and tired.
Cummy and crying.
At the same time. So like and subscribe for more and don't be shy. Follow me.